As part of Meaningful Use, now rebranded Promoting Interoperability, acute care hospitals must reconcile outside records electronically. The process to complete this requirement will be a workflow in-page in Cerner. This is what Cerner calls an in-page, which will be a new look for most of you. To navigate to this page, select the Admission Workflow item in the menu. A few general tips about in-pages. The general viewpoint will show tabs up here which sometimes have additional pages to select. This page does not have any. Also, options appear in the triple line icon on the top right. On the left side of the screen, depending on the resolution of your device, you may see a list of each separate component in the in-page. You can drag them around in any order. Focusing now on this specific workflow in-page. As you scroll down the page, you can see the various components related to our promoting interoperability measures. Each component, such as allergies, has a refresh button on the top right. Step 1. Reconciling home medicines. You do not need to press any button to get outside records. They will be automatically requested by Cerner in most cases. Each component has two viewing options, a reconciliation mode and a normal mode. The reconciliation mode is the default mode when you arrive at this page. The reconciliation mode allows you to import and review outside data. After you've completed the reconciliation by hitting Complete History, the component will change into normal mode and the reconciliation data will not be visible. Alternatively, if you hit Finish Later, it will go to the normal mode and you will not see the reconciliation information. To get back to the reconciliation mode, click Import Outside Records. Be aware that pressing this does not actually fetch new data, but it does return the component to reconciliation mode. The outside records will show on the top one half of this table under Unverified Data from Outside Sources. Each item will have a purple diamond next to it. Data currently in Cerner will be on the bottom one half under Verified Local Results. You can see the originating source in the table. For local data, if an external source already matches, it will show local record plus one more. Clicking on a row will show the option to add, decline, or if you click the down caret, add with changes. If the patient is no longer taking the medication, you can select decline. Going through all the medications, add or decline each medicine. After you are done, hit refresh. You will see now that they move down to the verified local record data. Items in the unverified data that were declined no longer show up. Now hit Complete History. This is required for our measures. It will bring you to the Document Medication by History page. Now you can review each item and add further updates, medications, or changes. After this is completed, click the Document History button. The component will now show that the medication history was completed and at what time. Step 2, Allergies. You'll notice that the allergy component is similar to the home medications component. It will default to reconciliation mode, showing the unverified data from the outside sources on the top and the verified local data sources on the bottom. It will show that the reconciliation status is incomplete. It must be emphasized that we must click the Complete Reconciliation on all three, medications, allergies, and problems, whether or not there are any outside sources available, in order to meet our measures. Again, we must click all three irregardless of the presence of any outside sources. Clicking Finish Later on this component will switch it to normal mode. Clicking Reconcile will bring it back to reconciliation mode. Similar to the medication reconciliation, clicking on a line item will show the add, decline, or with the drop-down caret, add with changes. In this example, we see that this patient is already listed as allergic to Augmentin, so we can decline this allergy. you will now see that it shows declined in the actions column. Go through all of the line items. If you see this error where it was submitted as a free text and cannot be added, you need to search for the word. After you have verified all the outside sources, then click Complete Reconciliation. It will show the reconciliation status was completed and at what time. Next, you may need to modify an existing allergy. You would click on an existing allergy, then click the Modify button. You can then add the reaction, category, and severity. You may need to add new allergies. Clicking on the hyperlink of the allergies header will allow you to add allergies that were not identified from the outside reconciliation. Add a new allergy as you have today. And when you are done, click Mark All as Reviewed. Clicking the back caret will bring you back to the admission workflow page. Step 3, the histories component, which looks very similar to both the allergies and home medicines reconciliation. Again, it defaults to reconciliation mode, has a complete reconciliation button, a refresh button, and a finish later button, as well as a reconciliation status button. Again, all of the unverified sources from outside records will show on the top half of the table with a purple diamond, and the data already in Cerner will be the verified local data at the bottom. Again, if there are no outside problems, we must still click the Complete Reconciliation button to meet our meaningful use or promoting interoperability measures. For each line item, you will have an option to add, decline, or add with changes. Once you have reviewed each item, the status of the added declined records will show in the actions column of the table. Refreshing will show which items have been added to verified local record data. Now that the outside problems have been reconciled, click Complete Reconciliation. This will now show that reconciliation status was completed and at what time. To add a new problem that was not in the outside records or the current Cerner records, or to modify an existing problem, click the Histories tab. Then add or modify a problem as you currently have in your current practice. I would recommend when adding a new problem to use the IMO box. It will be much faster to add a problem searching in the IMO box as opposed to the Add button from the problem screen. Clicking the back caret, you will see a second tab on the Histories component for procedures. On the top right corner, you will see a box to add a procedure. Here, for instance, to add appendectomy,